everyone. Welcome back to another Ask an Attorney segment with Mike Kuna from Kuna Law Firm PLLC. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Jillian.
All right, so today's question is, hi sir, my boyfriend and I were driving back from the lake when we were pulled over by the police for having outdated tags. We did have a few drinks and my boyfriend blew a .9 on the breathalyzer. I'm extremely upset as we are both graduating from college next year and we're planning on getting engaged and moving somewhere warmer. I feel as though everything is ruined and don't want him to go to prison. We also don't want our parents to find out. Is there any way we can make this go away? Thank you.
Wow. Well, first and foremost, I can see no reason why would you ever move from the lands of forever winter.
I was going to say.
And second, not jokingly, please, and I tell this to all our viewers, there is no need to drink and drive. You can simply order an Uber. It's going to be so cheap and it's going to be extremely cost effective and save you all this headache. Now second, truly, your boyfriend is not going to prison. You're going to get married and everything's going to be okay. The maximum penalty for a misdemeanor B in the state of North Dakota is a 30-day incarceration in jail. And I'm highly doubtful on a first offense for such a young person without a criminal record that maximum penalty would be given by any judge. Now, we have discussed before on this very show issues that arise when law enforcement don't do their job correctly. So when I, as a defense attorney, file a Rule 16 discovery request and I receive all the documents, I would be looking for those very issues. For example, I will be looking whether the Fourth Amendment was violated and the search and seizure was illegal under the exclusionary rule. Let's say there was nothing bad with what you did. However, the police officer was following the car for 15 minutes looking for excuses to stop you. Or, for example, if the breathalyzer device was not calibrated properly and therefore gave a 20% increased sample of the blood alcohol concentration. There are many other issues that can arise. For example, we have the BAC level that was tested a long time after the drinking. And that means it was probably higher because the longer the time goes, the higher the BAC level is. Or a person was burping or regurgitating before he took the breathalyzer test, and therefore that test would be not valid. However, we also have to remember to look at the perspective of the suspect, and that's a very important perspective. Jillian, if you would have been stopped by a police officer, would you have been nervous?
Oh yeah.
Would you want it to cry?
Quite possibly. It's happened before.
Okay. That might explain, and yes, even for those who are men, sometimes when you get stopped by an officer, you want to cry. And that's why your eyes are really, really red. That doesn't mean they're bloodshot, it just means you're nervous. However, two things to remember, very important. First, always have your insurance and proof of registration readily available in case you are stopped, because you don't want to nervously start looking for it in the middle of the night while an officer is stopping you, because the officer is going to think that either you're suppressing or hiding evidence or you're looking for a weapon. And if you're going to judge anybody for that, I want you to think for a second what that officer alone in the squad car at night might think when somebody is doing that, because they're also trying to do their job and go back home safely to their families. Second, always be respectful for the officer. The officer is a person who wants to do their job. They have no mean or ill will towards you. They're just trying to preserve the law. Therefore, you don't need to yell at them. You don't need to be awkward. Just answer everything respectfully. And third, remember, you don't have to consent to a search of your vehicle, even if the officer tells you they want to do a search. You don't have to consent to field sobriety tests. And honestly, most officers don't conduct them properly. And those field sobriety tests are not as simple as somebody may think. Jillian, you think you can tiptoe on your high heels and count backwards and forwards in the middle of an arrest?
Probably not, no.
Or a checkup before the arrest, for that matter. Therefore, remember to also stand your rights. However, do it respectfully. And also know that sometimes officer may ask you a tricky question, such as, do you know what I stopped you for, why I stopped you? And if you admit to what happened or to something that you did, basically then you admitted to a crime. However, you can simply respectfully give the officer the documents and state, sir, here is my paperwork. Please notify me why you stopped me. Look, if you want to speak about the subject, there's a lot more into it. Just call me directly, 701-404-7768.
Absolutely. And I can only imagine how scared her and her boyfriend were in this situation. So thank you for explaining that and giving advice so compassionately.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you'd like to ask a legal question, you can go to our website at valleynewslive.com and click on the Ask an Attorney tab. We have lots more North Dakota Today coming up right after the break.